if somebody is like real negative or whatever towards you, that's just a reflection of what they feel about themselves and what they got going on in their lives. What's good, y'all? Young Swallow back in the building, back in the booth, back where I belong, doing another Sage Cam video for y'all. We're doing video number 2 on the 4-part series of the 4 agreements based on the novel book written by Miguel Ruiz. Episode 2, this episode is going to be do not take anything personally. If you want to watch episode 1, you can go back and then come back to this one. Episode 1 was be impeccable with your word. Episode 2 is don't take anything personally. Let's get it. All right. Episode 2, the second agreement of the 4 agreements is do not take anything personally. And this motto is kind of something that I adopted throughout my life, something that I learned in life, you know what I mean? Mostly in the music industry. Once I started making music and really like setting goals for myself and getting things done, that's when I realized that you can't take anything personally. You know what I mean? So I kind of adopted this motto on my own, and I read it in the book, and it just reinforced it for me. So do not take anything personally. So what does this mean? So let's start off. First of all, what somebody thinks about you or says about you does not affect you at all. So why take it personally? You know what I mean? As long as you're firm in your beliefs and you're confident in yourself and you're on your path and you're on your way, you got these goals that you're out to get, you shouldn't take anything personally by what somebody says to you or does to you along the way, because ultimately they're irrelevant to what you want to accomplish. I learned this in the music industry. If there's critics of you, or if there's like certain engineers or producers that you're working with and they might have done you dirty and or whatever, I feel like some artists will find the excuse to just bail out. Oh man, I'm not doing music anymore, you know what I mean, because this dude did this or she did that or whatever, and then they put the blame on them and like blame them for their failures, and they take it personally and they just give up, you know what I mean? But one thing I learned in the music industry and in life is don't take anything personally. Whatever they do, it ultimately has no effect on what I'm doing. Whatever they do, cool, they did that, all right, let me regroup and move on. You know what I mean? Let me regroup and reassess and get myself together and move on and stay on track to do what it is I was doing in the first place. Whatever they're doing is irrelevant to me. You know what I mean? So don't take anything personally, because ultimately what they feel is none of your business. You know what I mean? And however they feel about you or whatever situation, that's just a reflection of how they feel about themselves. You know what I mean? So if somebody is like real negative or whatever towards you, that's just a reflection of what they feel about themselves and what they got going on in their lives. So when somebody comes to me with that energy, rather than taking it personally, I just take a step back and like, I'm gonna let you deal with those demons on your own, because you got some work to do. I got my own work to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna take it personally for whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing. You deal with that, I'm gonna deal with mine, right? And so let's say like everyday example. Let's say you are carpooling with somebody, right? And you're depending on somebody to give you a ride to work, and you pay them, or you guys take turns, or whatever the case may be. And that person, for whatever reason, flakes that day, or whatever it is, for whatever reason, and you take it personally, and then you're just upset at this person, like, I can't believe they flaked on me. I was depending on them, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Cut that, you know what I mean? They did whatever they did. They flaked, whatever. That, like I said, it shouldn't affect you and what your plan is, what your goal is. Your goal is to get to work. Cool, they flaked, push them to the side, find a new way to get to work. Drive your car, the bus, find somebody else, make it happen. You shouldn't take it personally and then be upset at that person for doing you wrong, so to speak, because they didn't ultimately do you wrong. Can nobody do you wrong but you? You know what I mean? Your life is a result of your decisions and your choices. So whatever they did, let them deal with that. move on. Move on. That's all you can do. Don't take anything personally. Do what you got to do to make your life the best, because that's all you can do. And then I read this quote. What was it? Somewhere online it said something along the lines of the key is to care about others without caring about what they think. And when I saw that quote, I was like, damn, that's deep. You know what I mean? And it really cuts deep when it comes to like even like family members and loved ones, because you know, we're sensitive to their opinions about us, and whatever they might say about us we take personally because we care so much about them. You know what I mean? It's that love and that bond that's there. And but ultimately, whatever the bond is, no matter how strong it is, you still shouldn't take personally what they got to say about you, because ultimately it's your life. Whatever whatever they got to say about your life, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? No matter how tight the bond is, because ultimately you got to make the best decision for yourself. So it could be family members, friends, loved ones, relatives, whatever the case may be. And you can't take it personally, no matter how much you care about them. And I know it's hard, because I've been there. I've been criticized by family members or vice versa. And, you know, emotions get involved. People take things personally, and it is what it is. So don't take it personally. I think, honestly, at the end, it always ends up to a downfall. It always ends up negative. If everybody's minding their own, doing their best to do what they got to do to make their life the best, we wouldn't be taking anything personally, and we'd all be focused on ourselves and doing our thing. So to wrap it up, don't take anything personally. Stay focused on what you're doing. Do what you got to do to make your life the best. Keep the naysayers or whatever, keep them out. Focus on you. Don't take anything personally and do your thing. I've been Swello with the Sage Cam. Peace.